So here are some progressions for loaded tibial cars. Now you should be pretty proficient with your regular tibial cars. Good point of reference as you're going through these again is using that shin bone, making sure that we're getting some external rotation, internal rotation. Make sure you have good control here. The next step would be going into your pails and rails at end range, which is in another video. Here we'll go through a loading option to take you through that range now that you built some control, make sure that you have adequate mobility going each direction. So if you have a band, you can hold it or you can anchor it off to something from the side. I like to kind of double wrap, make sure that it has some traction on my foot, and then get as much stretch as you can handle from that band. So what I'll do, just like my regular cars, is I'll let the band pull me into, in this position, external rotation of that tibia. My knee is pointed straight up. I'm not letting my whole leg hang out. So my tibia is externally rotated, and I'm actively going to internally rotate. So again, that point of reference, you can use your fingers, you can use your hands to feel and make sure that we're getting rotation through that lower leg and not just ankle motion or anything compensating through the hip. So what I would do is create as much resistance as I can through that band, that I can still take it through as much range of motion with my tibial rotation as possible. So here I'm actively going into tibial internal rotation, eccentrically loading into as much external rotation as I can, pulling back in. I would go for sets and reps with that position. And then it's the same going the opposite direction. So I'll show it on my other leg. Same thing, I can double wrap here, stabilize, find that right amount of tension for you. Let the band pull you into, in this way, pulling across my midline is going into internal rotation, and I'm actively going to externally rotate. And again, I'm just having my hands on my tibia to kind of give me some cues and a little guide, make sure that I'm using my tibial rotation and not just the ankle. That can be the challenging part. Again, if you lose stiffness in the ankle or you let it come down and you're just moving that ankle, that's not what we want. I tend to dorsiflex just slightly, and that'll lock that ankle into a better position and allow me to really focus on that rotation. So again, with the band, attach it to something stable, kettlebell, another form of weight, or a rack. You can also hold it, just make sure that it's pulling, that vector should be pulling away from that direction of rotation that you want to go into.